Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I'm your brother, O God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your man Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. You're in the building for another edition of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What up? What up, man? Hope everybody can hear us clearly today. I want to get your opinion on a couple of things, Sam, man, real briefly. We're going to get out of here. We won't be here too long today. But I got to get your opinion on a few things that went down this week.
Sure.
You probably seen this clip. Damon Wayans, he was on Shay Shay's podcast. And, he asked Damon about black men in Hollywood wearing dresses. And I did a little video earlier this week and I talked about it, how we had like Miguel Nunez, countless other people. I can't even remember that we asked. Even I think even Faison, a lot of people that we kind of asked about it. We got a lot of different varying opinions. So I kind of want to get, your opinion after I play this clip right here. And so here we go.
All day, every day, I'm there.
Right.
Alert. That's funny. Yeah. I don't care. It's funny. So, if you do it and it's not funny, then I got a problem with you.
Right.
Because you went through hair and makeup and you
Yeah, for that long period of time.
Yeah, and it wasn't funny.
Right.
White chicks, hilarious.
Yes.
Big Mama House, hilarious. I personally don't have a problem
Right.
with it. I don't know. I think we say it because we're crabs in the barrel sometimes, and we try to pull people down. But, like you said, Dustin Hoffman won.
Why do you think
Gotcha.
black men get so much criticism for wearing dresses in movies when whites have won Academy Awards for doing said same thing?
Because blacks is gay. No, I don't know why. I just think, you can make anything an issue. For me, it's like, is it funny? Right. To me, Tyler Perry in a dress all day, every day, I'm there.
Right.
Alert. That's funny. Yeah. I don't care. It's funny. So, if you do it and it's not funny, then I got a problem with you.
Right.
Because you went through hair and makeup and you
Yeah, for that long period of time.
Yeah, and it wasn't funny.
Right.
White chicks, hilarious.
Yes.
Big Mama House, hilarious. I personally don't have a problem
Right.
with it. I don't know. I think we say it because we're crabs in the barrel sometimes, and we try to pull people down. But, like you said, Dustin Hoffman won an Academy Award.
Robin Williams
won an Academy Award. It's like I don't have a problem with it.
All right, so let me put us back on here. All right, so what's your thoughts on that? There we go. Your thoughts on that clip.
Let me get on my soapbox for 1 second before I answer that question, because Shay Shay, right? And I don't personally blame Shay Shay for this in particular, but the last couple of episodes, couple of months, I've been noticing questions that he's been delivering to his guests that have been sounding very fucking familiar. I'll leave it at that. I've never seen Breakfast Club. I've never seen Hot 97. I've never seen any of these popular podcasts go in depth about black people wearing dresses. The only podcast I've ever seen do that is one, and we're on it right now. And we've gotten criticism for it and all that. But the thing is, I've never seen questioning asked, well, why is it okay for white actors to wear dresses, but not black actors to wear dresses? I've never seen that outside of this. So interesting, Shay Shay, that you went and got that form of question with Damon Wayans. I find that interesting. Let me know if y'all find it interesting too. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by what Damon Wayans said. I think the Wayans family is royalty when it comes to black entertainment, when it comes to what they've done as a family, what they've done as a collective in the entertainment industry. I think they deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore families, and they deserve every accolade and any achievement that they ever created. That being said, and Damon Wayans is one of my favorite Wayans, I don't agree with a damn thing he said. None at all. You said Dustin Hoffman wore a dress. I think he said Robin Williams, or he named another person that wore dresses, and he also alluded to them winning Academy Awards for it. Okay, so their artwork, their portrayal of what they portrayed on screen was good enough for somebody to give them an award for the performance they did. Big Mama's House white chicks, Medea, they laughing at them niggas. They are laughing at them. They aren't laughing with them. They're laughing at them. They are laughing watching Tyler Perry's fake titties shake all around and jump all around. They're laughing at Big Mama's house run around in a fucking bikini off a beach in long blonde extensions. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at Dame, or they're laughing at Marlon and Sean jump around and look crazy as white women. They're not respecting and looking at the work, looking at the artwork, looking at the process that went into playing these characters. They're laughing at us. They look at us like fucking jokes. And that's the problem. We've seen millions, every race on the planet. If you're an actor, we've seen you either dress in drag or play a homosexual or do something outside of what you are naturally. It's not out of the realm of imagination to see people doing that. But it's only one race that gets looked at and laughed at. It's only one race that does it in comedy. And it's like, oh, are they supposed to do it? And they get all the money from it, but they don't get any accolades. I've never seen a Big Mama's House, a Tyler Perry movie, or White Chicks ever nominated for an Academy Award. It might have won Best Comedy on the MTV Award, but it's never been looked at and respected on the level of some of these other actors. And that's my problem. When we do certain things, it's made to mock, it's made to be laughed at. And when you look at how we've been emasculated over centuries and centuries in sports and acting and entertainment, and then you look at that, it's like, okay, hold on. Sometimes we have to go, enough's enough. When is it no longer artwork? When is it no longer performance? And when is it you trying to make me out to look like a damn fool? And I'm not going to be played no more. I'm tired of it. Do I think that every black man that dresses and that puts on a dress is being made a fool out of? I don't think that that's their intent, but somebody is trying to make a fool out of somebody. And that's just my opinion. And as far as being crabs in a barrel, I don't believe that either, because we don't look at Denzel and pick and prod through all of his amazing artwork that he's done. We didn't pick and prod through Major Pain when you killed that, or Mo Money when you killed that, or any of your excellent movies or comedies. When you did that, we celebrated. It's when we're looked at as unequal to our counterparts is when we start kind of having an issue. I don't call that crabs in the barrel. I call it holding ourselves accountable. But who am I? Damian Wayans is a legend. He's right to his own opinion, but I don't agree with none of that shit.
No, I mean, the people's agreeing with you, in the comments, and I obviously know I agree. I mean, the people, that was nothing but fire. It's hard to really follow up on that. It's just that, I mean, what do we expect Damon to say?
Right.
His brother's dressed as white chicks, and they're talking about, did they do it twice, or they about to do it again?
They about to do it again.
I think they're about to do it again, which is like, okay, why do we always gotta, compare because they did it, we do it? We don't have the same type of history. We don't need to be doing the same thing other people do.
Right.
Like, our kids don't need to see that. Now, we talk to different actors. You're an actor yourself. Some people will do it. Some people won't do it. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, man, he like, what? I was like, would you do it? He was like, yeah, it's just acting. I'm like, I wouldn't do it. Each his own. Yeah. I couldn't act like a woman. I just couldn't do it. And I wouldn't want to do it, for a lot of different reasons. So what's up? I see you, Frederick Davis, chosen one in the building, Kent Long, Tennessee girl. But yeah, man, it's, again, I think you hit it out the park, man. And like you said, we have been at the forefront of sitting in front of these actors, movie stars, actresses, and asking them those type of questions.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna put something together. We'll talk about it later. We could put a whole documentary together on us sitting right across from people, asking them these tough questions and getting all different types of answers. Some people felt uncomfortable. Some people were very comfortable in their self and saying, look, it's just a role for me. So yeah, that's how I look at it. Go ahead.
I had an acting class last night, and my acting teacher said, in order for you to be a phenomenal actor, Sam, you really have to say fuck it. You have to put that fucking in and let go of every opinion that may be coming out on you. Anything that you may look at and judge, you have to completely eliminate yourself from that and become that person so that you can portray it on camera. And that's the art of acting. And I agree with it 100%. You have to have a certain fucking level, because there's certain vulnerabilities that you're going to have to tap into as an actor. And if you want to be a great one, you have to be able to do that. And I'm like, I agree with that 100%. And it's the crazy thing. We live in 2025, right? And I would hope this wouldn't happen, but I understand this more being in the business now. If you had a man that was telling a story of the path of transitioning into a woman and the hardships that they went through, albeit now personally, I don't follow that. I'm not into it, blah, blah, blah. But if I watch somebody do it, not even me, if I watch somebody do it, I can understand that more than you getting in a dress and running around in a fucking bathing suit for the entertainment of other people and getting laughed at. Like, if you try to tell me that's art, I'm like, all right, look, I wouldn't do it. I ain't cool with it, but I understand your artwork a little more than you jumping around and being made a fool of. It seems like anytime we're putting these type of roles where we're outside of ourselves, it's made to look foolish. It's made to be comedic. It's made to be laughed at. And we don't laugh at the shit. I don't know one. Look, Big Mama's House was entertaining because we loved Martin back in the day, but I don't remember one part of Big Mama's House in any of them series that I cracked up on. White Chicks, I didn't laugh at one part of that fucking movie. It ain't got nothing to do with the Wayans. I got love for them. I didn't laugh at Scary Movie. It's just their type of comic movies weren't as that funny to me. So I get the artwork and I understand, and I'm not mad at anybody who does. But if you go and do it and you just jumping into it for a check, where's the artwork, bro? Where's the art?
Right.
Where's the craft that you put in years and years of work in to deliver on screen what you've put in, and only to be laughed at and mocked? I'm not for that shit, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, shout out to King Hazy coming into the building as well, man. We don't do these often, but when we do, we appreciate the people
Sure.
that come out. Let me go to the next one here, and I gotta get this whole. They keep switching these layout. Let me see if this will work like this. This is Terrence Howard. Let's see if it works. There we go.
Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind the keyboard or tucked behind editing clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations. Because in the old world, men didn't hide behind anything when they spoke against someone. They had to speak it with their whole being. And if you're going to speak against me, then use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye. Integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it like a man. If you're going to talk about the geometry, have other geometries to argue against it. If you're going to talk about the supersymmetry, speak of other supersymmetries that would work against it. If you're going to talk about the white papers, provide your own white paper as an argument to argue against the equations or the conclusions. But we're going to do this respectfully, otherwise we'll end in a duel. And I mean a duel, real life duel, where only one person walks away.
The fuck?
We can meet with guns, bottles, knives, or books and equations. But we're going to do this like men. So, get ready.
All right, so I don't know if somebody subliminal frequency put I am with Terrence. Gene overstepped this go round.
Yeah.
He does his fair share of capping. I don't know what Gene has to do with this. Do you know the whole backstory to that?
I was gonna ask you that
Me
too.
either.
Gene,
Yeah, drop it in there.
Probably ran his mouth. Shit he don't know about, like he always do. But
he got into Terrence got into character, didn't he? But what's your thoughts? Though?
All right, so obviously Terrence Howard came out, made the claims that Diddy tried to have sex with him, right? This is what all this storm is all about.
Yeah.
All right, so let me say.
Well, let me say this first, hon, before you go.
Yeah.
He insinuated that he was saying that Diddy was just staring at him, like gazing at him, like he wanted to just eat him alive. That's what he, what I mean. That's what he said. But go ahead.
He said a duel. That shit was funny as hell. But now, first off, I believe him. Now, see, here's the thing. we've talked all this shit about Diddy for all these years, right? As far as business, and then suspecting that he may have some homosexual tendencies, right? Laughed, joked about it, whatever. So we've heard stories about baby oil. We've heard about him assaulting kids. We've heard about all these wild allegations, and we've said all of these things were untrue. But when I listened to Terrence Howard speak, I believed every word he said. Do I think that Diddy looked at him with the intent on trying to do something to him physically, sexually? Yeah. I think he damn sure did. I think he was at the party, saw stuff. He looked at Terrence, liked the eyes, liked the skin tone, and said, I want to hit that. In Diddy's mind, not mine. Diddy. But again, let me say this. Is that illegal? It may be taboo as hell. It may be funny as hell. But if a grown man want to have sex with another grown man, as nasty as we may think it is, it's not illegal. So I don't want to mix up what Terrence Howard said and try to throw it into the this is why Diddy needs to be in jail for the rest of his life conversation. No, Diddy's a freak. Diddy like dudes, allegedly. And if Terrence Howard is out here saying that Diddy tried to do something freaky to him, I believe it, bro. I believe it. But that doesn't mean it's illegal. And that doesn't mean he deserves to be in jail for the rest of his life for it. If Terrence Howard wanted to punch him in his jaw for feeling violated, more power to you. But I don't think that Diddy needs to be in jail sitting for the rest of his life based off of, hey, I'm a freak and I like doing freaky shit. But I believe Terrence Howard 100%.
Yeah, I wish I could pull the clip up because it's like deep in my phone. I'm using my phone for my camera, but he was talking about like it was like acting. He said Diddy hit him up to be like an acting coach, and he went over there, you know what I mean, and thinking it was gonna be some acting, like where's the whatever y'all do in the acting, the script or whatever.
Yeah,
he said Diddy was just staring at him, like just he was tall, he was just staring at him like
what the fuck,
right. I was like, we all know the vibes about women.
Right.
But men, I don't know how that would work. Like, that would be very uncomfortable. Like, a woman, okay, yeah. But a man, that's why I believe him. Because the vibes don't lie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I believe him 100%. 100%. Now, I want to know. So, obviously, anytime somebody say Diddy's name, especially a celebrity, you got your boy Big Gene that got a story about it. No, does anybody know what he said
Right.
yet? I know he said, apparently Gene responded to it, but I don't, man. That's the Hollywood shit I don't like to get into. That's the corny shit. Like, as soon as you are attached to somebody's name, let me get out here and give you 40 minutes worth of content and say whatever the fuck I want to say because I've been known to be around him. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, it's going to sell. So anything that happens with Diddy, even if you wasn't there, you ask him about it because you know how I go. People want to hear it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So whatever his opinion is. He must have said something that Terrence didn't like. I didn't see it. I didn't know it was out. He must have said something though.
For a duel. He said a duel.
That's one thing about these people. They be watching when people talk about them.
I met Terrence Howard one time. Cool ass dude, man. I met him in a nightclub with actually Michael Rubin, out of all people. But
oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah. Terrence was a cool dude.
Cool. So let me go over to see what else we got here. That's not relevant. DMX's wife. Now she was pretty much they were divorced in 2016, and she was trying to lay claim to his catalog, 50% of his catalog, because it was his wife. Now it's his ex-wife, Tashira Simmons. They went to court yesterday. The judge, granted that she will not be getting 50% of his catalog. I'm sure she's probably pissed about that.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about that? Because obviously she was with him.
Yeah.
For a lot of those years he was creating, that was the love of his life at one point. And a lot of times we see in court that the women come away, with 50%, most of the time. So how do you feel about the judge's ruling in that whole situation?
I think she definitely, if she was with him and she grinded with him and she was with him shooting in the gym, you know what I mean? She deserves to receive that 50%. But that being said, this is why it's important to have everything in paperwork. This is why it's important when you start becoming celebrity and start having things that you have that are worth, holding on to or worth giving out. Unfortunately, when your demise happens, you have to have things in place to where if DMX would have put in paperwork, okay, so-and-so was getting this, so-and-so was getting this, and it was legally documented, there's nothing a lawyer could do but bang the gavel and give it out. I know a situation, and I'm not going to put any names, but you know who I'm talking about when I start saying it. Woman up the street, somebody we know for a long time, passed away a couple months ago. Her husband's been living there. I was walking my dog. I was talking to him. He said he's about to move to Atlanta. I said, oh, you about to sell the house? He said, no. My wife left it to her daughter. Even though I've been paying the taxes on it this whole time, my wife left it to her daughter. I have to go. And he has to move out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have paperwork. You have to put things in place to where nobody can come in and rule any type of judgment, because DMX set it aside to make sure, okay, my wife's getting this, getting that. Now, if he didn't have it to own, that's another thing. If she's fighting with the labels and fighting with that, that's a whole nother monster itself, and we know how that go.
Right. Now, Gangu Roach, I know you remember him. He's in the I posted the what he said. He said, I helped DMX ex-wife her divorce settlement to obtain royalty rights from X's catalog back in 2016. So that may be something we could talk about one day, Gangu. But I kind of disagree with you though. Yeah, he's in there. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, what's up? Shout out to Gangu.
Yeah, he's in there now. I just posted this. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but I posted his message.
Yeah.
That he put. But I don't know, man, if I agree with that. As far as her deserving half, man.
Talk about it.
I mean, think about it. Like, you know, I mean, you say shooting in the gym. She wasn't creating none of them songs. She wasn't coming up with none of them concepts. You know what I mean?
Right.
But again, she was there for the support. She was giving him some. She was taking care of his children. I'm not saying she don't deserve something.
Right.
But 50%? I don't know. I mean, I just kind of feel a little. I wouldn't be mad if she did get the 50%. Right. I'm just saying that's a lot. I mean, what about his kids? He got like 5 or 6 kids too, you know?
Without question. Like, I think that if he's not alive to argue that, like, no, okay, if he's alive and he's saying you ain't getting 50%, you ain't getting 50%. But now that he's not here, it needs to go to something that's going to give to his family, something that's going to provide for his legacy. Now, if she's just trying to take half and ain't trying to do shit but go out and have vacation and shit, what we doing? But we know that the moral police ain't involved in this situation. It's somebody looking for bread. So I 1,000% agree with you. And that's kind of what I meant when I said like she deserves it. Like the family, the tribe deserves to be able to live off of the wealth that he earned, for sure.
Right. No, Gagu put it wasn't half. It was royalty rights from the second album. Put more like 40%. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
He would know. That's the guy right there. He would definitely know.
Yeah. He was with we did a lot of classic interviews, back with him back in the day about Big Pun and stuff like that. But now this Big U, let's move on to that because he was in court a few days ago. And we already kind of know the whole situation, but when they paint the picture, like this guy was like extorting people, like people come out to LA and you had to check in with him. If you didn't, he was getting you robbed. And one guy was telling the story, but like they knew, I forget who this was, one of the rappers, that they knew where he was going to stay at. They knew when he landed and all of that. But that's how LA is though. It's like the gang culture is so entrenched that the person at the counter at McDonald's is a gang member. The police officer is a gang member. The person cleaning up the room is a gang member. So it's like everybody's talking. But you lived out there for a while. Speak to that.
Yeah, the problem is these rappers want to keep it too fucking real. And instead of just going to their hotel, doing what they got to do, maybe clubbing and getting the F out of there, they got to seem real and appease to the masses. And gang culture runs LA. Point blank, period. They run LA. And if you want to go into that world, you're going to have to play by their rules. And a lot of these dumbass rappers and athletes, for some reason, because we are the same hue, think that we got to walk around in hoods and that's what's going to represent and that's what's going to make us look like we are as black as our counterparts. When all we are obligated to do is go in there, do a show, do a performance, play a game, and get the F up out of Dodge, right? So when you got people in place like a Big U, who is an OG, who's a shot caller, and all this is alleged, I don't know if it's true or not, and you want protection or you want to feel safe in this area? Oh, bro, well, you got to pay the toll or you won't be safe in this area. And brother's been a bully for a long time. Even when we interviewed him, he was on top of his game, seemed like a changed man, but you could see the bully in his eyes. Like, brother's a bully, right? So if you got people out there, reaching out to him or doing this, yeah, you damn sure go pay some money. Or you got 28-year-olds, 29-year-olds in the industry that all of a sudden want to turn into a gang member. Oh, we playing this fool. Oh, yeah, we getting his money. This idiot want to be a gang member at 30 years old, we getting him. So,
here's the part that I kind of agree with. I kind of agree with, not with the extortion part, but because remember we talked to Trick about this. Yeah, you're not just going to come to my city, make all this money and not spread the wealth.
Word.
It ain't gonna happen, and you come in here. You better come, you know, if we doing a show here, bring the local artists want to open up for you. Come sit down with the podcast in this area. Like, don't just come here, siphon the money, and leave, because it could be a problem in certain places. So I agree with that aspect of it. Like, people should show the love.
For sure.
If you're going to, and because they do it when they go to other places like New York, they're hitting the Breakfast Club, they're hitting the Hot 97, they're hitting all these areas. So you're not just going to come here and get all this bread, you know, and party and not leave us with nothing, bro. No, it ain't going to happen. So that's the part I kind of agree with. Not with violence, but it's just a respect thing. That's all.
Work. Feed the community is one thing. I'm cool with feeding the community. You got some artists out there, you could put them on a show, cool. You could take care of the youth, cool. I'm not handing you 40 racks so that I can not get shot for walking down the street. You kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are we talking about? Like, I better not get shot on Sunset. But see, and this is the thing. Instead of me walking down Crenshaw saying that, I'm be walking on Sunset saying that. Like, I'm not going to be going into areas where I know that my life is potentially threatened and I ain't got no business out there. Now, if I'm doing a show and I'm running my mouth and I'm on social media saying this, saying that, i.e. like a Jim Jones, if Jim Jones were to do a show out there, man, you better have some local people on there, because you're walking around these hoods, you're walking around these neighborhoods, you're profiting off that shit. That's totally different. But if me, as a citizen, go out to LA to do a show, man, I ain't giving you nothing. Nothing.
Right.
I'm going in.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's definitely, you know, a fact, because it's those people out there, man. It's a little different. But people say, like, how come y'all make white people check in? Y'all make actors check in. It's always y'all want to make the yeah, I get it. Yeah. But then again, like you said, it's the rappers though. They want to have this persona. And some of these guys act like they Bloods and Crips. And a lot of them LA dudes don't even recognize them like that.
Nope.
So when they go out there, they make an example out of them.
Yep, they food.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Jim Jones been out there like that? I don't even, maybe, sure.
I don't, all this shit's a TV show to me now. Like, I see 45-year-olds taking selfies in the middle of the night in the hoods, trying to be tough like 20. It's sad, man. I seen a recent video, I guess when he was talking to Whack or something like that in response, proving it that he was out in LA in the hood and doing something stupid and meaningless. And
right. I got one more for you.
Don't ask people that make no difference.
Just off I was just looking at this. So, you know, remember Ali from St. Lunatics?
Yep.
He was suing Nelly for songwriting credits on Country Grammar.
Yep.
With that law, I don't know if you've seen a lawsuit was it was dropped. It was dropped in court today. So Nelly has fired back in court after St. Lunatics member Ali dropped a copyright lawsuit against him. So now initially filed in 2023, the suit accused Nelly of failing to appropriately credit and compensate his longtime collaborators for their work on the rapper's 2000 breakout album Country Grammar. So yeah, they pretty much came out and said that it's over with.
Damn.
You know, they didn't find. What do you think about that though? Because I mean, we you know, Ali been on the show maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
He was very, very what's the word I want to say? Adamant.
Yep.
That he wrote songs and things of the nature, and that, you know. So what's your thoughts?
I was definitely Team Ali. One, because he patronized the podcast a few times. He was cool with us, you know what I'm saying? Always been cool. Ain't never been no beef, and didn't know exactly the ins and outs of the lawsuit. But if he was in the right of something, you definitely wanted to see it come through and take its course. And just because it was dropped doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't true, but it definitely means that Ali in some sort of way conceded, whether he felt as though he was going to win the case, whether he felt he had a chance, or whether he felt like it was worth it. He said it's no longer worth it, which I'm honestly surprised about, because the conversations that we've had and the way that he moved on social media in regards to this, it seemed like he was ready to take it to the bitter end and get what he deserved and take it all the way there. And anytime you listen to any of the lunatics speak, even about the beginning of how they were created and little things like that, even when it seems like it's kind of some hesitation, they all bring up Ali's name. So Ali definitely was the foundation in creating the lunatic. Now, was he the star? Did he have the star pillar that Nelly has? No, I kind of attribute it to, all right, Chris Brown's writers are some of the greatest writers who have ever lived. They've created some of the greatest records, but could they perform it like Chris Brown? No, that's why they're not Chris. So
right.
Ali may have been the architect. Ali may have been the foundation, but you needed a Nelly to go ahead and execute. Nelly was the star power. And it's unfortunate now that they've been through what they've been through. And like I said, I wish I would have seen it they could have went through, because if Ali was deserving of something, he should have received it. But it could have been the lawyer fees, the shit the money starting to get too long, it's starting to get too crazy. Whatever the reason is, he decided to bow out, and it's kind of sad, man. I wish he got what he deserved.
Now it says, I'm gonna go on to say this as well. It says, despite the case being dismissed, Nelly's legal team is pushing for the court to impose financial penalties on Jones, who was Ali, and his legal representation, citing the costs incurred during the defense. Now, Gangu Roach also put in the chat, Ali was never winning that case. Ali was years past the statute of limitations. What's your thoughts on Nelly's team now saying, look, you gonna have to pay for my lawyers and shit?
All is fair in love and war. All is fair in love and war. And if what Gangu's writing is correct, and Ali had time and waited, then you got to hold yourself accountable. You can't point the finger. You got to point the thumb in this situation. You've been sitting on this stuff for years and years and years, and if this is the case, right? And Ali's our dog, but I got to call it like I see it. If this is the case, then this seems like an attention grab more than an actual, I want justice. This is a avenue to go, okay, let me open up my platform. Let me open up myself. Let me go ahead and do this. Even though I know I'm 3 years past it, because Ali's not dumb. And if Gangu know he was 3 years past the was from inception to release, then everybody else knew. He damn sure knew. So it's sad, man. I don't like to see it, but it don't look good for him. And I'm not mad at Nelly for going ahead and all his friend, love, and war. If you want to take me, support, you want to put me through all this shit, you think it's over because now you waved the white flag? Now I'm just getting started. So more power to Nelly, man.
That's usually how it happens, though. If you go to court, and you lose, they gonna make you pay their legal fees. Mm-hmm. That's pretty customary. And that's a bad look. And then it's like, my question is, all right, Gangu says that it's 3 years past the statute of limitations. Why would the lawyers even go forward with it then?
That's crazy.
That'd be like a waste of money. Like,
exactly.
You ain't look into that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be pissed off at the lawyers. Like, that's malpractice. Like, you don't know that we can't file this lawsuit?
Right.
You made me spend my money on probably tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
You know, and there's one person, Tennessee girl, put wild wait 23 years, to file a lawsuit.
Agreed.
Good question. Good question.
Unless everything was cool, money was getting dispersed, everything was good, then everything fell off, and now all of a sudden, oh, well, I got this in my back pocket, which is Bush League, but you never know.
But like, again, we all got to learn, and we know that you got to have your paperwork in order from the beginning. If you try to 20-something years later claim this and claim that, and I'm sure he helped. I'm not sure the portion of the song he helped with, but I'm sure they was all coming up with concepts and things like that, or whatever the case may be. And at one point things were good.
Right.
And now I heard Nelly, I just seen a clip, it's funny, the other day. He was talking about doing like a tour with the Lunatics. And he said, I don't want that and Ali nowhere near this shit. He said something like that. You seen that, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, damn.
I think you sent it to me, but I saw that. Yeah, I was like, man, that's not good, because Ali, I don't like when history starts being erased. I don't like when you start wiping people out of history that happened because of situations that happened. Now, obviously, when we first heard of Lunatics in New Jersey, we knew Nelly, we knew Murphy Lee. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We knew that there was other people around. We knew about K1 and Ali, but it was Murphy Lee and it was Nelly. And as you grow older and start looking, you see the other members, but they deserve to have their flowers too. And it sucks that relationships and business can kind of ruin that. And Ali looks like he had his part in that too, man. For whatever it was, even waiting 23 years, that's something you can't do, bro.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll address it in due time. That story actually just came out today. I was checking into that. So.
I'll be on the Big Papa podcast at 4:00 or something. Check it on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Check him out, man. But yeah, man, another great episode. Appreciate the people
for sure.
For checking in with us. I didn't expect, it's early. I didn't expect people to be in here like this.
Word.
But shout out to them. So if you want after this, you can send me the link. We can knock out the sports joint. Real quick after this. And but yeah, I appreciate everybody. Tennessee girl, my man James Hudson, Gangu Roach, Simeon Israel, all the other people that I didn't mention. I appreciate y'all checking in. Stay locked in with us, man. We got some great things coming forward in the future. So yeah, that's your brother Sam at Viral Hip Hop News and your brother Oh God Hip Hop News Uncensored. Together, we are the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. You'll see us together real soon. Don't worry. It's just a little transition period.
It's
but
coming.
nevertheless, we getting things rolling, man. So yeah, have a beautiful day. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Check out the Black Ball Sports podcast as well. It's a small channel embedded in the algorithm of YouTube. But if you want to hear us talk sports, it's called the Black Ball Sports Podcast. Check us out over there. Peace.